that normal.
This is the first melody I ever wrote. I was 8 years old. My great grandma's little Baldwin piano. I was sort of a goth kid, I think. That's not true, I was a youth group kid too. We just moved back from Guatemala, we were living down there. I was really scared and confused. I spoke Spanish and English, and I didn't know the national anthem when we sang it in class. Music became a message in a bottle for me, almost for my older self. Performing is funny, you want to put your best foot forward. I'm gonna try to keep it real tonight, take my mask off, get back to that 8-year-old. I want you to do the same, I want you to bring your whole thing tonight. This is the first song I ever learned in church. As the deep panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. You alone are my strength, my shield. You alone make my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. My first gig was playing piano for my church. We weren't like a real church. Nobody was like paid staff, you know what I'm saying? Kind of a ghetto. It was kind of like we met in a bank for a while, and then we met in elementary school, and it was my only steady gig. And this lady named Ruth would just stand up and start singing a cappella, and our job as the worship team was to find the key she was in before the chorus, because then if you did not find the key, everybody would just flounder. And that was my gig. And then my grandma, I think my grandma's here. Is Grandma Ann here tonight? She's like a classical piano player. She was giving me some lessons when I was a kid, and then she was like, I was like, well, I'm never gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna go play the blues. So I found this lady that taught me the 12-bar blues, this like teacher. I put sunglasses on. If you still playing the motor west, I was like a road-weary 11-year-old. Travel my way to the highway that's the best. And then it's just the black keys, you can solo. Gives your kiss on Route 66. And then I learned, don't get too excited, I just gotta keep moving through the list here. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did I did not plan this. You just let your heart decide. I can open your eyes. Yeah, baby. Take you wonder by wonder. Over, sideways, and up on the magic. Okay, I'm getting excited. I almost lost my gig with the Fray because I played that in the encore in the Seattle show, which do not mess with Seattle. Joe was like, bro, not cool. I was like, yeah, but it's so not cool. It was pretty cool, right? He's like, get out. And then I was still having my church gig, still playing every Sunday, and one Sunday I was just feeling constrained by all these 3-chord songs from the 1970s, and I had a little Footloose moment. I've never actually seen Footloose, but I think that's what it's about, right? I had my Footloose moment, and I remember standing up, like you do music for 20, 30 minutes, and then the guy talks. Sometimes, you know, my dad was one of the talkers. Dad, are you here? Yeah. Oh, snap! Whoa. I don't think my dad was teaching that day, but whatever it was, I rebelliously stood up and pretended I was going to the bathroom. And I kind of didn't come back. And I went out into the room. We had this room in the back of the elementary school. I think it was the music room. There's a piano there, and I remember just staring at it. I was probably 15. And I had all these vocal problems when I was a kid, when I was like a teenager. The doctor said I couldn't sing for a year. Maybe I couldn't ever sing again because I had these blisters starting. And I just went back to that piano. And I remember thinking, like, I love these people. Something about what they're saying really resonates with me, but something is off. Like, they and I don't align on something. I don't know what it is. And I remember staring at his piano thinking, like, I can't do music here. I have to go, like, do music somewhere else. And I don't know what that looks like. And I literally sat down and I was like, how do you? And I just started doing this thing. I still do it. Where you just, like, feel your way into something. And it sounds terrible. You just try it. If you have a piano, do this. It's very awkward and weird. Get your Montessori on. And it was like a foundational moment for me. I realized, like, I can go and just, like, find a blank canvas and start drawing on it. And that was my first step, I think, to go find my way to my music. That led to one of these songs I'm gonna play right now that I wrote with the Fray. It's called Never Say Never. Some things we don't talk about redo now and just hold the smile, falling in out of love, ashamed and proud of together the while. You can never say never while we don't know when. But time and time again, younger now than we were before. Don't let me go, don't let me go, don't let me go. Fiction, you're the queen of everything. Finally I can see under your command. I will be your guardian when all is crumbling. I'm gonna steady your hand. You can never see never while we don't know. Time and time again, younger now than we were before. Don't let me go, don't let me go, don't let me go. Don't let me go, don't let me go, don't let me go. We're falling apart and coming together again and again. We're crawling apart, but we pull it together, fold it together Don't let me go, don't let me go, don't let me go. I bought this guitar from my little brother. I was 15, he was 5 maybe. I'd never written the song, I just learned other people's songs. Could I get a little more vocal on my front wedge, please? And I remember thinking, if I could sing, after about a year of not singing when I was 13, at 14 the doctor said I can sing, and it was like the heavens opened up and I could be a singer after all. And then I started thinking, like, you know, kind of like somebody else's clothes. Like I would sing these songs and they just didn't feel like me. They weren't like what I was going through, you know. So I thought, like, I don't know how to write a song, but I could try. And my little brother had this guitar, and I had to memorize the 12 essential vitamins for Mr. Lightfoot's biology class. I was like, oh, perfect. A song that doesn't even count. I'll just write that. This gets pretty intense. Hold on. First of all, my little brother Micah said I could borrow the guitar for $5. And then he charged me $25 later to buy the guitar from him for a total of $30 for a $20 guitar. But this is the actual guitar. I brought it. I had to tape it with my 9-year-old's washi tape because it was falling apart. But Micah, this is the actual. And now it goes on tour. It was the 90s, okay? Vitamin A, vitamin B, riboflavin inside of me, biotin, cobalamin, pentatonic, pyridoxine, folic acid, and ascorbate, almost there, calciferol, tocopherol, 3 more acids, I don't think that's how it goes, retinoic and retinol and retinol.
I won't send it too large.
And then I learned this song.
Too large. Yeah, I won't send it too large.
Well, everybody should work for us all the same thing. I'll just sit there with a VHS and rewind. Rewind. Well, Robin Hood had a girl named Trump Dum Scabadoo. It's basically a Disney sing-along today. Robin Hood, little John walking through the forest, laughing back and forth on what the other had to say. Reminiscing, missing, man, never such a good time. Ooh la la, got it all day. Little dreaming they was trouble in the water, they was drinking, they just guzzled it down. Little dreaming that a scheming sheriff and his posse was watching them and gathering around. $25 off everything right. Little John running through the forest, jumping fences, thousand trees and shining away. God's been nothing but escape, finally making it. Got it all. Every town has its ups and its downs. Sometimes it outnumber the down. Night and night in him. I'm inclined to believe if we weren't so down, we'd up and leave. We'd up and fly if we had wings for flying. Guess you see. Are we tracking right here? And then the monk is sitting there Sheriff, I've been wondering what you've been doing with all those farmlings. And then I went on a vacation with my mom and dad and brothers. And my band, I'd had a band that broke up. And I had a girlfriend and we broke up. And we were in England at a friend's house. And I thought all the songs I'd written up to this point were either about Jesus coming back, which he always does on the bridge, by the way. I'm not sure if you knew that. And then there's a key change. And that was feeling like a creative dead end. And then I wrote songs about vitamins, as aforementioned. And I played a Starbucks open mic, which not a lot of people know this. I was the only one that signed up for the open mic because I organized the open mic at my own Starbucks because my manager said I could. And I'll never forget, I played all my songs, including the Vitamin song, which I had rewritten with Christian lyrics, called Before the Lord, Jesus Comes Back. And then I played a Bob Dylan song from his Christian era. And the manager, Laura, she came up to me and she's like, hey, you're doing a great job, doing a great job. Some of the customers have complained a little bit. They're just commenting on, you know, do you have anything a little less, like, God-ish? And I'd read about this in missionary stories when you get persecuted for your faith. And then I went home that day and realized, I think I had written 15 songs probably, basically like in a different language than the country that I lived in. I had this, small Christian church world. We all spoke that language. But then I'd go hang out with, regular people. No offense against Christians, but not normal. And I crumpled up all my songs. I was like, gosh darn it! And kind of gave up, went to England on this trip, and I was sitting there and I had this rebellious thought that what if I wrote a song about how effing sad I was about breaking up with my first girlfriend at 19. Can we all just take a moment to soak that in? And it did. It felt like I was going to get in trouble for writing a song that didn't have a Bible reference, didn't have a rapture moment, didn't have a key change. But it felt like an act of rebellion, and it felt really, really good. And this is that song. It's called Oceans Away.
Do it.
Since I'm so far gone, ocean golden bucks and make my way down to the shore. Throw it in the can, leave it to the waves, leave it to the waves. This little piano was in my basement. I lived with my parents until I was like 46. One day, I was living this kind of sleep-deprived, caffeinated Starbucks barista, also a singer in like 3 bands, also my buddy Kelly and I started a video production company, so we would just like edit. He was the shift supervisor at my Starbucks. We would like tap out and work and sleep on this bed next to my Wurlitzer, and it was not a pretty sight. A lot of Red Bull and stuff. Kelly's here actually. Where's Kelly? What the? Give it up for Kelly McGill, my business partner. I swear, he has much bigger gigs than filming me, I promise. I got a discount, okay? I got a discount. One day, I swear to my Lord and Savior, one day I woke up and I had this melody in my head, and I sat down at this actual piano. Jeff, my buddy who's helping me with all my music, put this in a truck and drove it to here from Seattle with all my gear. And this was the Whirly that I sat down and I had this whole melody in my head, and it was like I couldn't play it, but I started playing it, and this is what came out, I swear to God. I was like I said, 47. 20 years ago, I was 47. And I was like, okay, it's like a Mozart thing. It's like, ba, 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 ba. And I was trying to remember like this thing. That's what I was trying to play. And it didn't come out right, and it sounded like this. And I was like, that's cool, okay, what's that? We got something. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, okay. And now I can put my kids through college. I do want to say a quick shout out to my mom. She's here tonight too. Give it up for Kathy Slade, the amazing woman that brought me into this world. I remember she would take us, my brothers and I, home every day, to school every day and then home every day. And we would listen to the radio constantly. K-Love, don't freak out. And she took me to a friend of mine, a friend of ours who had a studio when I was, a little kid and recorded it, and she was just cheering me on, always. And then, there was a bed of support constantly. She was always like, don't do other things. Music's your thing. Why aren't you doing music? And, when I was 8, and then 12, and then 15, and then 22. But probably the most, I don't know if you know this, but probably the most impactful moment came on McCaslin, driving from Arvada back to Lafayette, where we lived, and I was saying something about, I don't know if I could do it as a job. I was 15. I don't know if I could do it as a job, but I'd love to do it as a job. And she was just like, I think you could. And I was like, excuse me? And she goes, yeah, your voice sounds like one of the voices on the radio. You could totally do it. And I remember it wasn't like an inspirational moment. It was just like a logistical talk. I was like, oh, okay, cool, got it, check. And And that was a big moment. That was a big moment for me. Thanks, Mom. So many of you guys have been championing me coming back, making music again on my Instagram. That thing is awesome. This is a song from that Instagram cover series I've been doing. Maybe. I will say, my first gig with the Fray was for my other brother, who's also here. Caleb, you here? Caleb's a baller. He let us play his high school graduation at our Batter West in the field. We didn't have a name. And we put out a fishbowl. And then went back to the said basement that I lived in, and we named the Fray after that gig. And we are exactly 21 minutes away from that field right now. I Googled it. And a lot of you guys have been on the journey with me and with the guys in the Fray and our whole story ever since. I had somebody come up to me tonight with a picture of us 50 shows ago, and I was like 9, basically. But thanks for staying with me on this ride. Just a perfect day. Drink sangria in the park. Later when it gets dark, we go home. Just a perfect day. Feed animals in the zoo. Later on my way to and then home. Oh, it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you. Oh, it's such a perfect day. You just keep me hanging on. You just keep me hanging on. Just a perfect day. Problems are left alone. Weekenders on our own. It's such fun. Just a perfect day. Made me forget myself. Thought I was someone else, someone good. Oh, it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you. Oh, it's such a perfect day. You just keep me hanging on. gonna reap just what you sow. You're gonna reap just what you sow, baby. Baby, baby, you're gonna reap what you sow, darling. Baby, baby, you're gonna reap just what you sow, what you sow. There's a new song. It's called Days and Days. Took me, made me wanna be part of it, making you sit welcome, make yourself home. You can start over again, but I waited, hesitated, unsure whether I would be ready to stay. You said from the look of things, you've been running for days and days and days. But I see the fire in your eyes. I forget what it was like to live in a house that belonged, and I was always trying, pushing, pulling, never knowing if I was enough. And for the life of me, I have been running for days and days and but I feel the fire inside. Never sit down, come from the cold outside to make the place your home. Whatever you've been through, this is the place you can always run away home. You had no one, so you made it out on your own. Where did you go when you lost your home? You can't hold us, 'cause you never run out of love. When are you gonna let us hold you when you are not strong enough? 'Cause from the look of things, you have been running for days and days and days. We see the fire in your eyes. Never winds away. Come sit down, coming from cold nights. Try to make the taste of that. Whatever you've been through, this is the place you can always run away home. There's another song I got. Trying to remember a different song. It started with this drum beat I was playing on my steering wheel to stay awake because it was like freaking 3:50 in the morning. My partner number was 319761 at Starbucks, by the way, which means I was there before all the food. Ruined Starbucks, in my opinion. I love coffee so much. But it had this drum beat, and it was like, and I was like, trying it. No, that was not the drum beat. It was, that's what it was. 3:50 in the morning, trying to stay awake, getting to Kelly to work in the Starbucks full time so I didn't die on the way. And then one day I had a customer say something, and then it made me think of something, and I grabbed a pastry bag, and I wrote down, I think I wrote down, I never knew that everything was falling through, that everything I knew was waiting on a cue. I wrote down this like verse idea before what became Cable Car. And I came home that day, and I tried doing that drum beat on piano. And it started with Charlie Brown, as a lot of things to do. A lot of kids' movies, jeez Louise. And then I took that and I started doing the drum beat. And the Chainsmokers used it. They paid handsomely, by the way. You're real midnight and boulder, man. And here's the full song. I never knew that everything was falling through. That everyone I knew was waiting on a cue to turn and run, but all I needed was the truth. But that's how it's gotta be. It's coming out of nothing more than apathy. I'd rather on the other way than stay and see. fun. Thanks for coming. I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music. Thanks, Mom. She did let me go to tap dancing. Thanks, Mom. And they sent us home with a cassette of Hit the Road Jack. Scandalous Ray Charles. And I think Beat It by Mr. Michael Jackson. Very scandalous. But they allowed it because it was for tap. And then after that, they gave me a Walkman with a radio on it, and I heard Whitney Houston for the first time. And then Boys to Men. And then Cheap Trick. I was scanning the radio station. And then I remember where I was sitting when I heard Bush for the first time. And it was Swallowed, and I was 14 years old. And I remember thinking like, oh, this is what music is for. This guy is like expressing like the secret things in him and doing it in a way that is like safe to do in front of people, but it is vulnerable and it is badass. And I remember just thinking like, okay, that's what I want to do. God bless Keith Green and Christian music. I gotta go to see Bush. And then I heard Counting Crows. I was like, oh, okay, this is more my style. Long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. I can't remember all the last thing that you said as you were leaving, but the days go by so fast. I talked to the singer of Adam Duritz from Counting Crows one time on the phone right before this next song came out, and I was, memorized his songs for 10 years, and getting to talk to him was such an honor. But I told him this new song we got coming out, it's kind of scary to me because I keep crying every time I sing it, and it's maybe a little too fresh. I said, I think it just cuts to the bone a little too much. And he's like, oh man, you're good. Just worry if it doesn't cut to the bone. All right, I gotta go, see ya. I've thought about that for 15 years. This is a song called You Found Me. Baby, in the end, everyone ends up alone, losing you, the only one who's ever known who I am, who I'm not, who I wanna be. There's no way to know just how long you'll be next to me. Lost and insecure. You found me lying on the floor. Surrounded, why'd you have to leave? Where were you just a little late? You found me. Early morning, the city breaks. I've been caught for years and years and years and years, and you never left me no messages. You never sent me no letters. You got some kind of nerve, taking it all out. Lost and insecure. You found me lying on the floor. Where were you? Lost and insecure. You found me lying on the floor. Surrounded, why'd you have to wait? Where were you just a little late? You found me. Why'd you have to wait to find me? I found a recording of one of those studio sessions my mom took me to when I was like 9. Are you ready?
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed.
And so forth. I think about that kid a lot. I think all of us, unless you have a really shitty childhood, things are good till you're about 7 or 8. And then something happens where your brain and your body and your heart and whatever the spirit is, it just says like, this place is a little too risky. I think I'm gonna pack things up, put something on, because, you know, I have to go to 3rd grade today. But I'm just gonna keep the rest of me kind of safe in here. And I think it happens to everybody. It sure as hell happened to me. And it was a strange and meandering journey till probably 26, when somebody was like, "What is this thing you do?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he had worked with U2 and all these fancy people, and he was helping the Fray kind of take our show to the next level. And he was like, "I don't know. You just like come out on stage and you're like, 'Hey, I'm Barbecue Bob. How you doing, Cincinnati?'" And the guys were all looking at me, and I knew exactly what he meant. I just didn't think anybody noticed that. Because the first time I got on stage, the big stage was at like Summerfest in Milwaukee, and we'd played like 300 seaters, we played one 700 seat, played one 1500 seat for like a tsunami benefit, which doesn't count. And then we were on stage opening for Weezer and the Pixies, and this small stream of urine was running down my leg. And I was like, "Oh, gotta think. I know. Hey, everybody, what's up? I'm basically bald carrot top, blah, blah, blah." And this guy was like, "I think what we're gonna do with you, we're gonna do what we did with Michael Stipe." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "We're gonna take your piano away, we're gonna put it on tracks, and we're gonna put you on, like, we're gonna make a lead singer out of you." It was like a makeover in a Disney movie. And then 3 other things were happening at the same time. And basically, at 26, 27, 28, my whole shtick broke and just fell apart. And it was the most famous I'd ever been, the most, like, rich I'd ever been, the most, like, successful, and, like, absolutely the most miserable I'd ever been. And then this 3-foot concrete bunker just cracked, and out emerged a very pasty albino me. I'm just like, "What is this sunlight?" And I'm a little more tan than I was 15 years ago when I first emerged from my little bunker. But I think leaving the Fray in a lot of ways was me starting to true up with that part of me, that kid in me that couldn't handle that, the 20,000 people thing. At least at that point I couldn't handle it. And I was thinking about it tonight, like I haven't played in Denver without Ben and Joe and Dave for, I don't know, the last time I played in Denver without them was 21 years ago. And it was probably a church gig. And I realized how grateful I am to those 3 guys for fighting with me and singing with me and making music with me and opening their hearts and their minds and their lives to this idea the 4 of us had. And I know a lot of you guys follow the Fray, you love the Fray, you're here at the next phase of whatever their journey is and my journey, and I'm like cheering them on as hard as I can. I love those guys. Yeah, I think I'm just really, really grateful for those guys, full stop. I think I want to come out there and play a song.
Stretching your old bones out.
Yeah.
Right on cue.
Do I look like an angel sent by God? Big round of applause to Holiday Theater for having us tonight. This is for my dad's death. Happiness just outside my window. I thought it crashed, going 80 miles an hour. But happiness, a little more like an hour on your door. We just let it in. Happiness feels a lot like sorrow. You let it be. You cannot make it come or go. You are gone, not for good, but for now. Gone for now. Feels a lot like gone for good. Happiness is a firecracker sitting on my head. Happiness
Lucky
Put
you.
your handshake at the
I
end.
know. Yeah.
This one's for my brother. Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still and know that I am here. Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still, be still, be still. And if terror falls on your bed, sleep no longer come. Remember all the words I said. Be still, be still, be still. And if you forget the way to go, lose where you came from. If no one's standing beside you, be still and know that I am. Be still and know I am.
No.
Step one, you say we need to talk. He walks, you say sit down, he stirs the talk. He smiles politely back at you. You stare politely right on through some sort of window to your right. She goes left and you stay right between the lines. Feeling blank, you begin to wonder why you came. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to save my life. Let her know that you know best. After all, you do know best. You try to slip past his defense without granting innocence. Later on a list of what is wrong, the things you told him all along. You pray to God he hears you, and you pray to God he hears you. And where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to save my life. As he begins to raise his voice, you lower yours. It grants him one choice to have a tea to lose the road, break with the doing the two things you will admit to everything, or he'll say he's just not the same, and you'll begin to wonder why you came. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to save a life. I would have stayed up had I known, had I known. Where did I go wrong? I would have stayed up. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to save a life. How to save a life. How to save a life.
Can we pretend I left and I came back? Welcome to the encore. Stop. Did anybody watch Touched by an Angel? That's foreshadowing. When you walk down the road, heavy burdens and heavy loads, I will rest and I will walk with you. I'm gonna walk with you till the sun don't even shine. I'm gonna walk with you every time I'll tell you I walk with you. When you walk down the road, heavy burdens and heavy loads, I will rise and I'm gonna walk with you. I'm gonna walk with you till the sun don't even shine. I'm gonna walk with you every time I tell you I walk with you. Walk with you. Great TV show. And then there was whatever happened to predictability. Milkman, the paperboy, and evening TV. Miss you old for, give it up for John Stamos. Come on out. Higgins is around the bend. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's no heart, there's no heart. I'll be down, don't clap. Everywhere you look, it's not a good idea. And you're lost out there, and you're all alone. Life's waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you look. Sister Act? Not a good idea. Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend indeed. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy. Come on, church. I sing because I'm free. Yeah. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches. I'm just trying to be Lauryn Hill. I know He watches me. Thanks for coming tonight. I love you all. Some vaguely, some specifically. Come back and see us again. This is my new song. It's called Beautiful.
Oh, so. Yeah, you did, thank you. My heart dropped.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, I know I'll never be the fairest one, but that certainly never stopped me from trying. All the things we do, trying to become the beautiful people live all the fun. If I could help, could be, could do all the things I'm supposed to, then maybe they will finally pick me first. 'Cause if they did, the kid would know it's worth it and change the order of the universe. But best in show just makes the feeling worse. Don't cry, don't show, it hurts. If I was beautiful, would you want me then? Would I know who I am? If I was something more,
It's New York City and LA and London, places I pretend it doesn't hurt. I put on a face so calm and collected, memorize the chapter in the verse. But Sunday best is still the family curse. Dress up, dress down, rehearse. If I was beautiful, but you only think, would I know who I am? If I was something more, could you love me then? Could I be who I am? If I was beautiful, I couldn't be myself, feel so bad. Honesty is easier said than done. We want something we already have. Maybe we were never born to run. 'Cause if I am beautiful, and if I am something more, if I was beautiful, would you want me then? Would I know who I am? Oh, if I was something more, all the pieces would finally fit the frame. Everything would change, everything would change if I was beautiful. If I was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thanks to Chuck Morris and Dave Herrera tonight for putting me on the map. Thanks to Tim Lovell for keeping me from falling off the map. I love you guys. See you later.